Every generation believes it understands the future. History suggests otherwise. The industries that reshape civilization rarely announce their arrival. They begin quietly, small, expensive, often dismissed. Few people believed electricity would power the world. Few imagined computers would become personal. Few expected the internet to transform nearly every industry on Earth. Yet each of them followed the same path. An idea became a technology. The technology became infrastructure. The infrastructure became an industry. And eventually, the industry became part of everyday life. Today, history may be repeating itself. The next trillion-dollar industry is not a prediction. It is already being built. The only question is, who recognizes it first? People often celebrate breakthrough products. The smartphone, the electric vehicle, artificial intelligence, humanoid robots. But products are only the visible layer. Behind every successful industry, there is infrastructure. Factories manufacture components. Power grids deliver electricity. Fiber networks move information. Data centers process intelligence. Supply chains move materials across continents. Without these systems, innovation remains an idea. Every trillion-dollar industry in history was built upon infrastructure that most people never noticed. The spotlight shines on the invention, but the foundation determines whether that invention can change the world. The greatest opportunities are often hidden beneath the technologies everyone is talking about. Every transformative industry passes through the same stage. The world underestimates it. Early computers filled entire rooms. Few imagined they would fit into a pocket. The internet connected only a small number of institutions. Few believed it would become essential to daily life. Cloud computing was once considered too risky. Artificial intelligence was once considered too expensive. History rarely announces the beginning of a revolution. Instead, the change happens gradually, year after year, investment after investment, infrastructure after infrastructure. Then one day, the world realizes something fundamental has changed. Looking back, the signals seem obvious. Living through them, they rarely are.
Headlines change every day. Markets rise, markets fall. New companies appear, others disappear. But infrastructure follows a different rhythm. It is built for decades, not days. Fiber optic networks continue expanding. Data centers continue growing. Semiconductor factories continue increasing production. Power infrastructure continues evolving. These are not reactions to temporary trends. They are long-term commitments. Because before a new industry can reach billions of people, someone must first build the systems capable of supporting it. The future is rarely created by headlines. It is built by infrastructure that quietly prepares the world for what comes next.
The next trillion-dollar industry is no longer an idea. It is a global construction project. Around the world, governments are investing billions. Technology companies are expanding infrastructure. Manufacturers are building new production facilities. Universities are training the next generation of engineers. Energy companies are preparing for rising demand. Cloud providers continue building larger data centers. Semiconductor manufacturers continue increasing production capacity. Artificial intelligence companies continue acquiring more computing power. These investments are not responding to today's demand alone. They are preparing for tomorrow's economy. History has shown this pattern before. The infrastructure always arrives before the transformation becomes visible. By the time everyone recognizes the opportunity, much of the foundation has already been built. When a new industry emerges, public attention usually focuses on the companies consumers recognize. But history tells a different story. Behind every successful industry, there are suppliers, infrastructure providers, equipment manufacturers, software platforms, specialized engineering firms, companies that rarely appear in headlines, yet without them, nothing else could exist. The smartphone depended on semiconductor manufacturers. Cloud computing depended on data center builders. Artificial intelligence depends on advanced chips, massive electrical grids, high-speed networking, and precision manufacturing. Every visible success rests upon an invisible ecosystem. Sometimes, the most important companies are not the ones creating the final product. They are the ones enabling everyone else to build it. Every generation inherits a world built by the previous one, then quietly begins building the next. Railroads connected nations, electricity transformed industry, computers digitized information, the internet connected humanity. Cloud computing changed how businesses operate. Now, artificial intelligence, advanced robotics, semiconductors, and intelligent infrastructure are becoming the next layer. None of these developments exist in isolation. Each builds upon the systems that came before. Civilization advances through layers, each generation adding another foundation beneath the future. The next trillion-dollar industry is not replacing the past. It is being built upon it.
The real question is not, which industry will become the next trillion-dollar market? History eventually answers that on its own. The more important question is, why does an entirely new industry emerge in the first place? The answer has remained remarkably consistent. Humanity creates new industries whenever it discovers a better way to solve an important problem. Electricity solved the limits of mechanical power. The internet solved the limits of communication. Cloud computing solved the limits of local computing. Artificial intelligence is beginning to solve the limits of human-scale information processing. Every breakthrough expands what civilization can achieve. And when civilization becomes more capable, entirely new industries emerge to support that capability. The biggest opportunities rarely begin with money. They begin with solving problems that once seemed impossible.
Most people focus on products. A smaller number study companies. Very few study systems. Yet systems determine which products succeed, which companies grow, and which industries reshape the world. A semiconductor factory depends on energy. Artificial intelligence depends on semiconductors. Cloud computing depends on data centers. Data centers depend on fiber networks. Modern business depends on all of them working together. No industry grows alone. Each becomes part of a much larger ecosystem. Those who understand systems often recognize change long before it becomes obvious, because the future is not created by a single invention. It emerges when thousands of connected systems begin moving in the same direction. Every generation inherits a world built by those who came before, then quietly begins building the next one. That process is happening again, not in one country, not in one company, but across the entire world. New infrastructure is being constructed. New technologies are becoming practical. New industries are taking shape. Most people will only recognize the transformation after it is complete. History suggests that is exactly how progress unfolds. The next trillion-dollar industry is not simply about business. It is about the next layer of modern civilization. Because every great industry leaves behind something far more valuable than economic growth. It leaves behind new capabilities, new possibilities, and a new foundation upon which the future can be built. The industries of tomorrow are already taking shape today. The question is no longer whether they will change the world. The question is, how will they change it? NEXNET, the architecture of modern civilization.